Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Doctor Who. Last time on Doctor Who, we finished off Series 9 with Hellbent. After escaping from the confessional dial, after taking 4.5 billion years to do so, the Doctor was on Gallifrey and basically sent away Rassilon and the High Council. And they were like, yo, what about this hybrid? And he was like, don't worry, I'll protect you from the hybrid. Totally what I'm going to do. Need a little help. Need to go get my bro, Clara, his bro, Clara. Because clearly Clara's a bro. So yeah, they extracted Clara from the moment right before her death. And then the Doctor was like, yeah, see, guys, I know you're going to put her back where she was, but here's a little lesson in trickery. I'm not doing that, and I'm going to save Clara. And then he went to the end of the universe because he thought that would let Clara actually live. Turns out it didn't work, and then he was going to wipe Clara's memory, but she used the sonic shades in order to reverse the polarity, and they weren't really sure whose memory it was going to erase. Ended up actually erasing the Doctor's memory of Clara. Now, he does actually remember everything that they did. He just doesn't remember her, which is actually a very interesting development. A nice little twist on it. And then, yeah, Clara went off in her TARDIS with a shielder, and the Doctor is now just on his way. Also, it's Christmas, by the way. Also, at the end, we got a new sonic screwdriver, which means, unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye, I think. Honestly, they didn't show him getting rid of the sonic shades, so I guess he could have both. That'd be really cool, actually. But I think it's time for us to say goodbye to the sonic shades, so let's do it. Oh. Okay, I didn't realize it would be right there. Where are my glasses? I can't see without my glasses. Alright. So yes, we have our new sonic screwdriver provided by the TARDIS. Because the TARDIS is probably like, yo, get a friggin' screwdriver already. So yeah, this thing is huge. Like, is so ridiculously tall. Also, this one doesn't work. I'm sure his does, but mine... I read on the instructions that this does have batteries, but they're only try-me batteries, so I have to replace them. But they're like the tiny, watch batteries, so... yeah, this thing has no power, but... yeah. So I'm just going to, put that there. That is sticking right the hell up. Maybe we could, let's do a sonic shuffle. Wasn't that a game, Sonic Shuffle? There. This is getting out of hand, and now there are 4 of them. Except, there are 5 of them. My sunglasses did not morph into the sonic screwdriver, so, yeah. So now this is getting out of hand. Now we have 5 of them! So, yeah. We're watching a Christmas special today. Let's cut the bullcrap and let's get straight to this episode of Doctor Who. So yeah, let's go. Okay, a human colony. And it's Christmas. 5343, alright. Man, nobody does Christmas like Doctor Who, I have to say.
Is there anything on my hand?
No.
Well, yes.
Describe it.
Well, you've sort of got antlers.
Antlers?
Yes,
Yeah.
antlers.
Are a time space machine. Your vehicle. I've never asked you to cheer me up with hologrammatic antlers. Thank you.
Aw. The TARDIS is trying to cheer him up.
Can I help you?
Yes, are you the surgeon?
Close enough. Why?
Well, you know.
I don't
The
know.
surgeon.
There's a medical emergency. This is him. This is the surgeon.
Hello.
Don't look much like your pictures.
Well, that's an ongoing problem for me.
Doesn't look very impressive. And now that you've met me, you'll do your very best to forget me.
Riva!
Oi! Dr. Song to you. Sometimes professor,
Wait.
but mainly doctor.
Don't use my name, ever.
Why?
How do you know me?
Well, it's a tiny bit complicated. People usually need a flowchart.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
He's
If
so
either of
excited.
you use my name. My husband is dying.
But that's his that's her husband.
I think I'm going to need a bigger flowchart.
Oh, God. There's snow in the clockwork now. I love it. Man, how can she not... I mean, maybe she doesn't know this face, but still. Yeah, Alex Kingston. I love that. Oh, there's ornaments flying around. That's hilarious. I love that she's in the credits. This is the first time she's in the credits, actually, isn't it? Oh, man. It's good to see her.
The only husband I will ever have. My
Oh.
time with you has been too short.
You have given me
She must... Maybe it's a long con.
Here's the entry wound, just below the hairline, and there's the projectile.
Oh, he got shot.
But he's very strong.
It's not a bullet.
It's a diamond.
How to get in there?
At speed. Do you recognize me?
Oh, he still does have it. Yay!
But I think it will be easier just to remove the whole thing, don't you?
But wouldn't that kill him?
Well, you're the medical expert, but I'd say so, yes.
Your husband?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort
I
of.
recently married the diamond.
You plan to take my head?
Never crossed my mind.
Perhaps you should have just asked.
Wait, what? Oh. Well, there you go. You can just take the head.
Look, I've got a trowel.
Whoa. It's Sonic.
Zip it! Try to follow me, and I'll put him in a blender. Ramon, now.
And we're out of here. That was a classic Star Trek Energize. Great job, guys.
Just once. It's something funny.
Who dares laugh behind the flash? You shall be
Oh, the doctor's having fun.
fear.
I haven't laughed in a long time.
Well, good for you.
Oh.
Die in agony.
Who's damsel?
Have you been thorough? It's not easy, you know. He does have 12 faces.
None of these men are here. Are you sure it's one of these?
Oh.
He only has these 12 faces. He'll be around here somewhere.
Wait, 12.
This is the closest
Yeah.
connection with the doctor's.
What if he has a face that you don't know about yet?
He has limits. Well then.
She doesn't know about his new cycle. That's why.
You are in.
Ugh.
Hold still.
Oh. Now he's in the cyborg.
I need time travel. I need this TARDIS.
Sorry, the word steal. Somebody said steal.
Yeah.
We're going to steal this box. Hush, you wouldn't understand.
You can't.
Doctor, snap your
Why
fingers.
can't I?
You can't.
I can take it, do whatever I want for as long as I like, and pop it back a second later. He'll never know it was gone.
Yes, he will.
How?
He'll just know.
Well, he's never noticed before.
Huh. Really?
Maybe.
It's not as snug as it looks.
Is bigger on the inside. It's
Finally. Finally.
finally?
It's my go.
Oh. He's never seen it like this.
God!
Oh, he's hamming it up.
My grasp of the universal constants of physical reality.
Oh, this is
has been
amazing.
Changed forever. Sorry. I've always wanted to see that done properly.
Would you like a drink? Aldebrand brandy. Help yourself. Don't tell Dad.
You keep drinks in the TARDIS?
When a life form registers as being both inside and outside at the same time.
Head and body.
Which would mean, and again, I'm just wildly. Not when someone is in and out at the same time. I mean, that just wouldn't be good manners, would it?
The TARDIS is that specific.
Quick.
Yes. For a doctor.
Yes.
God damn it, woman.
Seriously?
Figure it out.
Song, are you there? I have a message for you.
Ramon! Get in here!
Look.
You're gonna die!
Oh no. They kicked the door in? Ah, but now we can take off. Whoa.
Currently cruising at warp factor 12.
Oh god, is it another...
Traversing the
Oh god, it's Voyage of the Damned all over again. A ship at Christmas.
Suites are reserved for planet burners. Thank you. Even the staff are required to have a verifiable history of indiscriminate slaughter. This
Jesus.
is where genocide comes to kick back and relax. Do try the fish.
Well, he might be able to fit in. Man, River's kind of going off the deep end.
He sounds awful.
I suppose he is. I've never really thought about it.
Nah.
Not somebody special, though.
Oh no.
Just a thought. You probably shouldn't do that in a restaurant.
Nah. I'm about to barf. I'm gonna barf. I gotta fucking barf. That's gross.
Hydroflax. For love of thee, do this thing today. Hydroflax.
Nope.
The hand.
Hydroflax.
Uh-huh.
King Hydroflax does not accept death.
Orders requested.
Whatever I need to survive, do it now.
Orders accepted. You need a new head.
No. No.
Nah.
Not a new head.
Orders implementing.
Up. And there goes that.
And you've just been to Manhattan.
What planet is that?
So do please.
Oh.
keep going.
This is irrelevant.
She just watched her parents die. Jesus.
You are the woman who loves the doctor.
Yes, I am. I've never denied it. But whoever said he loved me back? He's the doctor.
Aww.
He doesn't go around falling in love with people. And if you think he's anything but small or
Tell it to Rose.
when you love the doctor, it's like loving the stars themselves. You don't expect a sunset to admire you back. And if I happen to find myself in danger, let me tell you, certainly not in love enough to find himself standing in it with me.
Yeah? Do you see it?
Hello, sweetie.
Oh.
In the event of a sudden meteor strike on the lower starboard decks, where would you say is the safest place to stand?
Meteor strike.
Exactly here, I should think.
Do you know what that isn't? A coincidence.
But escape plan.
It's cheaper than a taxi.
What meteor strike?
She had an escape plan.
History's finest exploding restaurants. The best food for free. Skip coffee.
What do you think, by the way?
Of what?
A new body.
I'll let you know. I've only seen the face. How have you got
Oh,
to
gosh.
By the way, aren't there rules?
A thing happened.
I bet it probably did.
Yeah. Well, now I have money. Oh, he gave him a money head.
Welcome to all the best firewalls in the galaxy. Nothing is protected like money.
Oh.
So, King Hydroflax.
Oh, how many times I married the diamond?
So you say.
Nah.
Elizabeth I.
Ramon.
Marilyn Monroe.
Stephen Fry.
Cleopatra.
Same thing.
Cleopatra?
Yeah, sort of.
Darling, should we pop back indoors?
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Back in we go. Ow! Oh! That looked like it hurt.
You know what? We should build a restaurant right here with a view of those towers. Make a lot of money that way.
You need a lot of money to begin with, sir.
The Halassi Andruvar. I think you'll find that the reward is pretty substantial.
Wow, he made the restaurant. So I'm guessing this is where he takes River before the library, maybe?
I'd like a table on the balcony with a view of the towers.
I'm sorry, sir. The first available slot I have is Christmas Day, in 4 years' time.
Not a problem.
Always works with a time machine.
It's a sonic screwdriver.
Oh.
When I saw the Sonic trial, I thought it was just embarrassing.
Nah. It's his old sonic screwdriver. Aww.
The very last night we spend together is at the Singing Towers of Terillium. That wouldn't be true, would it?
Spoilers.
He's already gone through it.
Times end, River, because they have to. Because there's no such thing as happy ever after.
God, he has to be the
Just a
one to
lie
say
we tell
that.
ourselves because the truth.
Assuming tonight is all we have left.
I didn't say that.
How long
Well,
is a night on Terillium?
24 years.
wow. Gonna be a hell of a night.
I hate you.
Oh. Did they though? They both lived happily. Oh, that was pretty cool. Oh, man. I don't know how many times I can watch the Doctor say goodbye to this woman. And it happens a lot more often than I thought it would, you know? Like, even from the beginning, you know? When the 10th Doctor first met her. Now, the interesting thing as well, we've seen the minisodes, I believe, was it last night? I believe that is what it was called, with the 11th Doctor, where it seems like it was him. It was the 11th Doctor that was with River before she went to the library. But, honestly, I kind of like this idea that it's kind of like every Doctor that knew her. Which, granted, I guess is just 2, but still. Like, I like the idea that it's the 12th Doctor here, and then the 11th Doctor, and then she goes and meets the 10th Doctor. Oh, man. Oh, man. And that was really nice to see, well, just to see the 12th Doctor with River Song, you know? Because we haven't had that yet. And especially, too, because they pretty much mostly the relationship we've seen was between her and the 11th Doctor. So it's nice to see how that plays out with the 12th Doctor, you know? Oh, man, oh, man. And, it is interesting because she kind of has a point where, she says, like, oh, well, I love the Doctor. That doesn't mean he loves me, even if they are married. Because that's the thing, is that the interesting thing about this relationship as it has been built, which, it starts in the library where the Doctor first meets River Song, and we figure out, okay, she's someone important, and we also learn that, she knows his name, his real name. So it's like, this is someone who is incredibly important, and then we keep getting that through, we keep building that relationship through the 11th Doctor's era, but we don't, like, it's one of those weird things where it's like, with everything that happened from how River Song first met the Doctor in, I guess in Let's Kill Hitler. What an interesting episode that was, With that episode where it's like, it was so weird. It was weird because it was the opposite, because he knew everything about her. He knew about her, but she didn't know about him. And then going on through Series 6 to the end, where they do actually get married, but still, they don't actually, like... I don't know, like, this is the first time where I'm like, oh yeah, there's an actual real relationship here. Although, I mean, we have had that, I guess, a little bit, like in Series 7, you know? Man, that is also a 1-2 punch, I have to say, of... They says, like, oh, you were just in a place called Manhattan. Like, oh, god damn it, she just watched her parents die, you know? She just watched her parents get taken by the angels, you know? She just watched her parents get taken by the angels. Now she's here, meeting a new doctor. A brand new doctor as well. And I like, she has all of his faces, you know, down to the war doctor. And she knows there's no way he can go past that last face. Go past the 11th Doctor, you know? He can't go past that. So that's why she wouldn't know that the 12th Doctor is the Doctor. Which makes for an interesting dynamic of this episode. You know, maybe it's also that while later on in the 11th Doctor's era, they did start to establish, like, okay, yeah, there is some sort of a relationship here, more than just, you know, the Doctor and one of his companions. This is the first time, I have to say, where it's like, it felt romantic. Which is interesting, because this is the 12th Doctor we're talking about, and, you know, I know some of you guys told me that when they were working on, you know, when they were starting out the era of the 12th Doctor, some of you guys told me that it was actually Capaldi who insisted that there would be no romance between him and Clara, because that'd be weird. And it would be weird, because, you know, he is an older gentleman. I think he was in his 50s when he did this. So, you know, guy in his 50s and a girl who's 20s, I would say probably late 20s. Probably weird. So, and honestly, it made for a more interesting dynamic because, you know, we've had the young men for so long, and to have this older Doctor now who has there are no relationships, no Rose, you know, no falling in love with Rose, no accidentally having Martha fall in love with you, no Amy and Rory, none of that. Like, it is just, like, yeah, here's this guy and his companion, you know, his best friend. But here, this felt like at the end, mainly, it's like, no, this is actually romantic. And for the 12th Doctor of all of them to have that sort of moment is very interesting, you know? Because he's not the romance Doctor. But, you know, you believe it. You honestly believe it. It's amazing, man. This was a really great episode. I really enjoyed this. And, man, again, you know, the feels, man. And I liked, you know, I've liked the past couple Christmas specials that we've had. But... oh, yeah, honestly, I might rank this as my favorite now. What have we had? Okay, in terms of all the Christmas specials that I've seen for Doctor Who. So, that's the Christmas Invasion. What was the next one called? All I remember is the Spiders. I don't remember what was it called? No, I just said Christmas Invasion was the first one. Christmas. Why can't I remember this? I don't remember what it's called. I just remember. I remember the plot. There were spiders in space, and there was Donna. But what the Runaway Bride? That's it. Okay. So Christmas Invasion, Runaway Bride, Voyage of the Damned. The Next Doctor, End of Time Part 1, that doesn't really count. What the hell else? Christmas Carol, Dr. Widow and Wardrobe, Snowmen, The Time of the Doctor, and Last Christmas, and now this one, The Husbands of River Song. And, we'll be generous. We'll also throw in the Christmas special that was in the middle of the Daleks Master Plan. As garbagey as that was, I will count that among Doctor Who Christmas specials. God, that episode sucked, but still. But okay. Okay, well, there. We at least have a least favorite, is the Christmas special that was shoehorned into the Daleks Master Plan. We'll start there. But honestly, if you want to talk favorites... Oh, I'm sort of torn between this and the Snowmen. Because I really did love the Snowmen. I thought the Snowmen was an excellent episode. So I think I'm torn between this and the Snowmen, And this one, when you kind of get down to it, like, the general plot of this one is alright, like, okay, yeah, hey, it's the Doctor and River Song, and we're going on a fun little adventure, yay. And here's this, like, robot that swaps out heads. Like, okay, that's cool. But what elevates this above a lot of the others is, honestly, the Doctor and River Song, It's the two of them that elevate, this special above, like, a lot of... I might... now, because of the fact that the plot itself is technically still basic, but it's the two of them that elevates that might be where I sort of put the Snowmen above this one. I think it's between those two, with maybe Snowmen being just slightly above because the story was better. But this one, I mean, those two, man. I want an entire season of those two, But we'll never get it, Now, I also hear that isn't there an audio series of the Diary of River Song where, doesn't she, like, meet other doctors? Doesn't she, like, meet the fourth Doctor? How the hell does that work? Does the Doctor just not remember her once he gets to the library? How does that work? Or is it just time being rewritten, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, this, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna rank this among my favorite Christmas specials that we've done. Like, I don't know, I kind of want to, man, we've been through so many, haven't we? We've done, so if we count them all out, Christmas Invasion, Runaway Bride, Voyage of the Damned, The Next Doctor, The End of Time Part 1, technically, Christmas Carol, Dr. Widow Wardrobe, Snowmen, Time of the Doctor, which again, I also kind of wouldn't count that one because it's sort of its own thing. It just happens to have taken place at Christmas. And then Last Christmas and this, and the Daleks Master Plan, that's 12. We've gone through 12 Christmas specials. I don't know if there are other Christmas specials within Doctor Who Classic, so maybe we'll get to those someday. And also, by the way, I already know, we're doing another Christmas special next week, which is weird. We don't normally do 2 in a row, but I think we are doing another one next week, right? So, yeah, that's pretty weird. But I think, this one's definitely one of my favorites. I think it's between this and the Snowmen. I'll be interested to see, like, what you guys think is the best Christmas special. You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to, like, do a marathon. Like, a live... okay, I've kind of toyed around with this idea, and I haven't done anything yet with it, where I would live stream watching a movie with you guys, but, like, I wouldn't put in the footage from the actual movie itself. You guys would, I've seen other channels do this, where they have, like, I guess a time code, basically. Like, they have a timer for the movie, and then you just, before they start the movie, you sync up your movie, and then you just watch the movie with them, I guess. I kind of want to do that with Doctor Who Christmas specials for Christmas. I shouldn't say that, because I don't want to, like, hold myself to it if I don't have time, which I might not have time. It's Christmas, Granted, it's Christmas during the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, so who knows? I don't know how busy Christmas is actually going to be this year, So, I don't know. Stay tuned. Don't stay tuned. I'm not making promises, but that's just an idea I just had. Like, watching, maybe not all, but a good chunk. Like, I wouldn't do, like, End of Time Part 1 or Time of the Doctor, because I don't really count those, Time of the Doctor, at the very least, it's self-contained. The problem with End of Time is that it's not, because it's the Christmas special is only Part 1, then you have the New Year's special, And Time of the Doctor is only vaguely Christmassy, because it's like, oh, Clara is making Christmas dinner, and then they go to a town called Christmas, randomly, where it's just always Christmas for no reason other than this is a Christmas special. So I don't fully count those two, I don't fully count those two, but yeah, maybe that would be a funny thing to do. Maybe that'd be a fun thing to do, is like marathon a bunch of the Doctor Who Christmas specials, starting with, well, maybe not starting with, but I would probably include Dalek's Master Plan, just because that'd be funny, I don't know. We should actually talk about the episode. So yeah, this was awesome. I really loved it, and just how romantic it got between the two of them, And I mean, because she was still kind of pulling her same thing where, he was like, oh, what do you think of the new body? And she's like, oh, well, I've only seen the head. It's like, oh, geez. Oh, man, she's gonna really examine that new body of yours, Doc. But even then, it's like, that was kind of the only thing, but man, it did honestly feel like a bit more romantic between them, which I liked. So, the first thing I wrote down, River and husband. Okay, so this was a great, like, hook, that, well, first off, I just remembered when, what the hell was the guy's name? The bald guy? What the hell was his name? Nardole. Okay, it was Nardole, apparently. Oh my gosh, jeez. Here on the cast list, this is really funny. On the cast list, because they had, all the pictures of the Doctor, it actually put in, Amazon actually put in every actor in the credits. So, Hartnell, Troughton, Pertwee, Baker, Davison, Baker again. Yeah, Colin Baker. And then Paul McGann, then Sylvester McCoy, then John Hurt, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith. That's pretty funny. Now this was like 2015. I wonder, had John Hurt passed away by this point? He might have, honestly. Wait, dang it, I'm making it sad, but yeah. Anyway, God, I hope for the 60th anniversary they do another Day of the Doctor, because I want to see everyone, Yeah, and granted, I haven't seen, Jodie Whittaker yet, but I would love to see her and Capaldi and Matt Smith and David Tennant. You could honestly probably bring back Christopher Eccleston now. I know he's doing the audios now, so oh my gosh, if you could bring him back too. I guess at that point it would be the 5 Doctors, wouldn't it? 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Oh, that'd be so cool. Anyway, so yeah, Nardole was his name. It's an interesting name. Anyway, but I like when, because at first he goes to find this surgeon, and then he just happens to find the Doctor, which is just, a huge coincidence. But I love when Capaldi or the Doctor opens the door and he's got the antlers on his head. It's like, is there something on my head? And it's like, yeah, you got antlers. And he just like turns around. It's like, don't put things on my head to try to cheer me up. I love this idea that, you know, I assume, you know, he's, you know, like, this is cheering up because, you know, he lost Clara, even though he doesn't remember Clara. It's still kind of, you know, in his head. But, you know, I like the idea of the TARDIS trying to cheer him up and putting the antlers on his head. That's really funny. So that was really cool. But yeah, interesting dynamic and hook of River. Okay, so at first I was like, okay, does she not know who the Doctor is? Like, does she just not remember? And it's like, oh, she just doesn't know this Doctor in particular. Like, she knows every Doctor, but she doesn't know this one, which means that this is the latest she's ever met, you know, which is pretty cool. Because that's always the thing, is we've sort of always had this, like, you know, back and forth, like, they always have to, like, compare notes to see where they are, but now the 12th Doctor knows that this is the first time this is the first time she's ever met this form, you know? So I like that. So yeah, and of course, you know, it also is helped by the fact that, you know, River was sort of acting like over the top in this episode, where she was like, oh, you must save my husband in front of all of these people, you know. It's like she's playing it up for the camera, you know, because she's trying to get the diamond. So that makes it extra weird when the Doctor's standing there like, I'm your husband. Don't you remember? We got married in a broken timeline. Like, hello? So, that was really cool. And then, yeah, that's funny that, you know, he was mistaken for the surgeon. And I like, too, it's like, okay, operate on your patient. And he's like, Because that's the thing, you know, we've kind of joked that, you know, oh, well, the Doctor, I guess, you know, has a degree in everything, but it's always vague, you know? It's always vague if, like, what the Doctor is actually a doctor of, you know? Down to the fact that we at least know that, you know, the only reason he's called the Doctor is because that's the name he chose, you know? That doesn't mean he has a degree in anything. But he probably does have some degrees, you know? But I always remember, it was in the God Complex, actually. I'm gonna burp. Oh, God. Excuse me. Anyway. That was way more than I thought that would be. It was in the God Complex where they were like, oh, you know, you are like a medical doctor, right? Like, you don't just have a degree in, like, cheese making or something. And the Doctor was like, no. Well, yes, but I am a medical doctor. So, that's always funny. And especially, too, because, like, you know, he's not necessarily a medical doctor, per se. But he can figure his way around a person, you know? He can figure out anatomy and everything. So that was kind of interesting. It's like he can always figure something out, but he's not he's not an actually trained medical doctor, you know? So that was funny. And also just the fact that, you know, the fact that it's like, okay, so, like, what species is he? You know, King Hydroflax and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, it's really just the head. The rest of it is a robot. The rest of his body, it's like, you know, Dio taking Jonathan's body. It's like, yeah, him is actually just the head. The rest of it is a different body altogether, you know? So that was also pretty interesting. And also the whole thing of, you know, the diamond. So, okay, so, I mean, River was going to straight up murder this guy and then just deliver the head. So, I don't know, like, because I was kind of thinking, like, okay, well, maybe this is something to do with her not knowing the Doctor and stuff. And I was like, okay, maybe something's happened to her memory and stuff. I was like, no, she is still kind of that, I guess, bloodthirsty is, you know, kind of the way I could put it. Like, yeah, she is actually, you know, she was ready to murder someone. Which, I mean, it sort of makes sense with how she started, you know? It sort of makes sense with how she started, I suppose, you know? Oh, man. See, now I'm just remembering everything, you know, with River and with Amy and Rory. God, it feels like it's been so long, you know? Which it has. We've had an entire other companion since then, but man. It was kind of nice to call back to that, to a lot of that stuff with Amy and Rory. So, let's see. I like that the Doctor is codenamed the Damsel because he needs rescuing a lot. That was kind of funny. And I also like that River jacks the TARDIS completely, except she doesn't. Now, see, one thing that could have been like, okay, like, oh yeah, we're going to steal this. Like, oh, this, he snaps and the doors open, and it's like, oh, look at that, I'm the Doctor. Like if the Doctor had just done that, it would have worked, but I guess he just didn't. Oh man, oh man. I don't know why my nose is so diffly right now. Ay. Anyway. I also, okay, so at first I was like, okay, well, why can't she fly the TARDIS correctly? It's like, she should know, technically she was taught by the TARDIS how to fly the TARDIS, So, yeah, but I like the idea that the TARDIS won't take off if a person is technically in and out of the TARDIS. That was very interesting. That was interesting. Like, I can't think of, like, any time where that has ever happened, so that's just an interesting idea that the TARDIS is like, hey, this dude is inside and outside of me. What do I do, And so she kind of freaks out about it. That was kind of an interesting explanation. So, yeah. Because I was going to think, like, oh, well, maybe, like, when he starts talking about safeguards, I was like, is there a safeguard where only the Doctor can pilot it? But that's not really a thing, unless he put in a safeguard recently, So, meh. We had selling the diamond. Again, selling the diamond, which, at first I was like, oh, okay, so she wants to get the diamond back to its people, and then it's like, oh, well, no, I'm just going to sell it. It's like, okay, this is a bit of a, I don't know, maybe, is it sort of a conflicting image for River? Like, she seems a bit more like, I don't want to say, like, uncaring, but I mean, I don't know how else, for lack of a better word, I guess. Like, it just seems kind of odd, but then again, I guess when you stop and think about it, it does sort of work, so I don't know. So Diffley. I like the heads, the interchanging heads. I thought that was kind of clever. The auction, I do like, the Doctor starting to improvise a bit. That was pretty funny. And then we had, her going on about love and stuff like that. It's like, oh, well, I love him, but he doesn't love me back. And, of course, the Doctor is just standing right there. So that was pretty crazy. And her saying, it's like, oh, well, he doesn't have this sort of sentiment. He doesn't. It's also interesting when she's like, oh, well, he doesn't go around falling in love. And it's like, yeah, tell that to Rose. And Rose. Yeah, it's like, I guess that's sort of the only real example. But I mean, like, yeah, Rose and River, I guess. Like, yeah, I don't know. But that was a really great speech, all culminating in her actually seeing the Doctor, That was really, really cool. We had the firewalls. That was a very clever way of beating him. It's like, oh, well, we'll just give this body access to all the banks, and then the firewalls will destroy it. Okay, I wouldn't have seen that coming. That was very clever. And then we had the ending, which, first off, Ramon got shafted, definitely. Ramon definitely got shafted. So, I mean, I guess, were they married or weren't they married? I guess they were married, but still, it's like, yeah, it's like, she said, like, oh, I married the diamond, to get the diamond from King Hydroflax, but she did marry Ramon. So, but then I do like that scene. I'm going to go back to it where they're talking about their different marriages. Let me see. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Where is it? It's about right here. I'll turn the subs on. That was really funny. Elizabeth I. So they're basically, they toss it back and forth. Yeah, the Doctor did marry Elizabeth I. Marilyn Monroe. So, okay, so there was another thing. Cleopatra? When was that? Wait a minute. When did the Doctor marry Cleopatra? That, oh man, we're gonna need an episode for that. I don't know, like, I don't think that, I don't know, but there's another, so we have the Doctor's original wife on Gallifrey, which some of you have tried to convince me that there wasn't an original wife, but I just don't believe you guys. River Song, Marilyn Monroe, Queen Elizabeth I, and now Cleopatra. The Doctor has had 5 wives. One is always alive, and yet he has also seen die. And the others are historical figures. Like, what? I don't know. It's funny. Let's see. But yeah, so we had the ending, which, again, was just great. I love, it's like, oh, we're at this place, this restaurant that the Doctor always cancels before they go there. And, they crash there, and then he goes over to the guy and it's like, why don't you build a restaurant? So he's the one that got that restaurant built, which was pretty cool. And then, yeah, just that scene is just, so emotional, man. So emotional. Just River kind of figuring out, that this could be the last time she really sees the Doctor, But, oh, man. And I like, it's like, oh, well, if this is the last night we'll spend together, how long is a night on this planet? And the Doctor says 24 years. So there. They spent 24 years together, at least. So, I did just like that. And it honestly felt romantic in a way that, firstly, the 12th Doctor has never had, and the Doctor has never had with River Song, Like, I just love that. And him giving... Do I need to buy her sonic screwdriver now? I'm running out of room in this mug. Like seriously, like, if I have to, I will. I know they're on Amazon. I might. Oh, God. I'm running out of room. But they do show that, now, that was a brand new sonic screwdriver. I don't know if the one she had was, like, brand new, but, maybe it is. But yeah, it's technically, it's this sonic screwdriver, but with an updated sort of design. And that's what he gives her. And, she said in the library, it's like, oh yeah, you had a new haircut and a new suit. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fucking cry about this. God, man. I don't know how many times I can watch this woman, like, just before her death, or, how many times I have to watch the Doctor leave this woman, Which is surprisingly more often than I thought, Like, even down to, in The Name of the Doctor, when River is there, but that was River in the library, after the library, so... Oh, man, oh, man. And I did like, at the end it said, and they lived happily ever after. And they lived happily, and then just happily. That was really cool. So, God damn it. Fucking cry. This is definitely one of my favorites now. One of my favorite Christmas specials, if not my favorite. So, yeah, that that's pretty much that. Next week, more Christmas. We'll have to figure out what the hell that's going to be about. Let's see. Can next week top this week? I'm going to say no, but let's see if it gets close. So, with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Doctor Who reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.